One of my favorite things about this is I just appreciate the spirit of how we're doing this, because unfortunately the reason why it got postponed and it ended was in part because more negative aspects. The fact that we're bringing this back and it's been met with such positivity, we're goofing around having fun, like getting a chance to like see this whole thing come to fruition. It's like, this is the flip side of that otherwise negative community response. This is what it's all about. We're making this fun, we're having a good time, and we're going to kick each other's butts, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, here we are. Yeah, hello, fellow car modelers. I brought the bully on. We're going to discuss some things here now. We've got, well, like it says up in the corner, up there, it's Fargin War.
It is now. It is now.
So, Ted, Mr. Rattle Can Shenanigans, we'll put that up here for a second.
Yep,
everybody.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you know, at the end of this video, there's a link to sub to Ted's channel and to go to his video where he gets back at me. But all in all, we're having a freaking ball with this. He lit a fire under me. I'm so appreciative of, bam. What is it, Ted? What we got right now? What is it?
This is us in the midst of the Year of the Malibu.
That's right. That's
the
right,
Year
man.
of the Malibu.
And I got to tell you, it is I'm really, really super feeling it. And I had pulled, as we saw in that last video, pulled the whole thing out. It has survived these years. Because I tell you, that box has been moved around and stuff. You never know what happens. And as you get, it was like that was the first time I saw it when I opened up the box right there on camera. If it was destroyed or anything, you know, because I didn't package it, I didn't wrap. I had a few people say, "Oh, dude, you should know better to." Yeah, well, you know, I kind of just kind of throw caution to the wind, I guess. You know, that's how I roll, and. It's all good. I was even expecting the engine to be messed up. But you know something weird I noticed after I shot it? I'm missing the transmission.
Oh.
But that's not a big deal.
No.
I got plenty of these. I can come up with another transmission.
Fair enough. That and you know, now that they're repopping it, like if you need spare parts, you've got access without having to pay ridiculous eBay prices.
Very true. That was so cool that Ravel brought that one back, and I really love the decals. First of all, I'm a fan of white with blue stripes and stuff like that.
For sure.
And I got that kit too. Right when it came out, I got it immediately. You know, it's just, gosh, this is such a neat kit. It's amazing how loved it is.
Oh, and yeah, for sure.
It's just a fantastic kit, and it's a blast to build. And I'm like looking at mine. I really don't have much more to go. I'm a little intimidated with what I have in my head for my paint that I want to do. I want to have it. I want to try some tricks and do it on camera. This was always the plan, long time ago, that I wanted to do some distressed paint, you know, sun faded paint. And Andy years ago did a video on how to make paint look oxidized, and I have that, and I go back and I watch that, and I'll talk to him about that, and I want to try those tricks, and I'm really looking forward to it. I got a couple of other ideas. I want to try to give that, you know, that sun-baked look. Oh, the car used to be red, but it's almost kind of like orange now and got some rust and all that. It's blast. So, Ted, talk about what your plan is. What are you doing? You did a little mock-up. You showed a little mock-up in my little poking at you plug there on the Luka C Model Car Hobby Headquarters Facebook group. If you haven't joined, you should go join. You can watch our banner on there.
Check it out.
What do you got going?
No, for me, one of the things I wanted to do, and I felt it was important for basically like the spirit of the build and how the adventure in making a model car started off initially. I didn't want to go absolutely nuts with the 3D printing. Part of the reason why I haven't released or posted a USAC final video is because of 3D printing. I will eventually release that because the car is essentially done now. It's just a matter of me
Oh,
getting the remaining footage all spliced and edited and everything. But yeah, like having the 3D printer and having poor impulse control leads to missed deadlines all over the place. So having said that, the idea here is to stay largely within the box. The one thing that I am changing because of the idea that I had, going to be swapping out those center lines that come in the kit with some 15 and 16-inch Chevy Rally wheels with the derby caps, like
oh,
yeah, the period correct kind. And my thought is that we'll build it up like it was like, you know, previously a factory stock vehicle that got in a wreck and then was like rehabbed and just turned into a racer because it was like, you know, we no longer have like matching parts, that no longer a matching block, so let's go nuts with it. But yeah, like I said, we'll keep the vast majority of it confined to the box. So, you know, you'll get the 3D printed wheels and tires. We may get like the 3D printed Hurst shifter, but who's to say? But yeah, going to stay in the box primarily.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like you said, my whole premise way back in the beginning, gosh, was that 6 years ago? I wasn't even living in this house, and we're coming up on our 6th anniversary. That whole idea was I wanted to build the car basically box stock plus. I used every part, even the carburetors. I stayed away from using aftermarket carburetors. I wanted to use what came with that kit. So everything. I was even the other day thinking about the seats, and I was going to put some. I'm up between using which are really cool, like kind of stock Chevelle seats.
Mm-hmm.
But I was thinking about putting some racing seats in there. I don't know. I might not. The only thing that I am not going with because I didn't like is I hated the tires that came in that kit, and I just can't do it. So I'm going different with the tires. I wanted to have a little more of that big, slick kind of I don't know. I'm even thinking possibly change it. I was going to go with a big slick sticking out. I wanted the tire sticking way farther out. That 70s look, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's just a workhorse, been beaten to death but loved, you know, just loved.
That's yeah, and I think that's the important thing is that it's funny you made mention of the oxidized paint, and I was thinking of going like the exact same route, using a factory color like a you know, like the factory garnet red or the blue that you commonly see those that vintage of car in, but like have it be the original paint. So it's kind of shiny around the lower quarter panels, but then like as you get to the trunk and the roof area, it's beaten all to hell.
That's awesome. Oh, like you're definitely taking it with the same spirit as my whole plan. That's awesome. That's going to be fun. And you know, from what I've heard, you know, I've gotten a lot of comments and people, you know, talking on the internet about it. There's a lot of other guys that are saying I'm busting one out and going to build too, you know, and that's cool, man.
Yeah, you know,
it's the year of the Malibu.
Yeah, really happy to see that. Like, there's the, you know, just the interest that I'm not the only one who wanted to see the Malibu come to completion, but also the fact that like so many people, you know, in the midst of this Fargin War are like, you know what, I want to get in on this. I want to build as well, and it's great because like, this is the whole reason we do it. We build model cars because they're fun. And so let's have a good time here in the year of the Malibu.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, it's definitely jazz. It's jazz. A lot of people, I get in a lot of comments of people that, man, I was watching that. That's why I came to your channel. And that's so great you're getting back on it. And you're right. You know, there's something we were talking a little. I might have put a little bit of the tidbits up right before the show started, but you were saying, that there was kind of a negativity the way I was doing it that was starting to get spewed on me and kind of burned me down and made me not want to do it anymore. And I think stepping away from it was a good thing. It was a lot longer than I thought, but it took something like, it took, a friend to kind of light it up, and the way you came at me with it, it was so funny. And it's such a fun, it brought some comedy into it and good camaraderie and just took away all the negative juju that kind of fell onto the kit. And that it's like all gone now. And then we didn't see any of it arise. I wondered after I put my first video out if I was going to get anything negative, and nothing. Everybody was just, yeah, do it. I mean, Brian at Got Fuel said, yeah, well, yeah, he's Josh. Brian and I, we've met personally. He's a good guy, man. I know what he was saying. That was funny, but yeah, it really, but truly, the negative Nancy's were definitely not jumping in on this. I don't think there's any room for them now. We got too much good positivity going on this build, and I really, 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 really feel very amped and very, I don't know, man. It's I get like this sometimes, like this past USAC build, and there were things that got in the way that burned me out of the USAC build, not the build itself. I kind of just did things wrong. I prioritized some things wrong. And then when it starts getting to, oh man, to feel like I'm pushing myself to go to the bench to work on something, I just don't do it. And this one, I was tinkering with it today, and I'm going to tinker with it the rest of the evening today. And it's super. I really just got to give you thanks though, dude. I appreciate, it was a funny thing when I brought you onto my podcast, and it was a good, but I mean, it was interesting what you said, that was something that inspired you and how you'd like to see me bring it back. And you did it in such a way that just really sparked my interest. And then you had to come back at me and remind me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where
Year of the Malibu.
You're being the bully. You're bullying me with this Malibu, but it's good bullying.
I'm keeping you honest is what I'm doing.
He's keeping me on it, people. And I have no problem with it whatsoever. And
yeah, and I mean, for everybody who's watching and everything, just know that, like, guys, you're welcome. You're welcome for this. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could bring this back into the limelight, and I'm glad that we're finally going to see the completion, like see this whole thing come to fruition, like the end of the adventure in building a model car.
Yes. Now, the next challenge will be, my friend, is when we get these done, to find a show that we both go to and be able to put them next to each other.
Oh, for sure.
I can't wait till this thing is done to where I can take it to shows, and gonna have to make some hoopla about it. This is the Malibu, This was the build.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to sit side by side so that folks are able to have an opportunity to just take it all in.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be that'll be so much fun. It'll be so much fun.
For sure.
Well, Ted, I love your idea, what you're going for. That's going to be great. I'm going to have fun watching you do that. We're going to be touching bases like this. We're going to do a regular get together here and give people our update as far as you and I, and just keep everybody involved in this adventure in building a model car. And
second here, because we're talking about the Year of the Malibu, right? Okay, all right. I just make sure that I was like, I was vibing with you. Gotcha.
Yep. It's kind of like that has become the parentheses.
The Year of the Malibu, like
20,
get in. That it's going to be a blast if you're watching along and you haven't already gotten in, or you were looking for like a rule set or whatnot. It's the Year of the Malibu. If you got a 66 Malibu Flip Nose kit, or you want to get in on this, go get one. You've got until December 31st to give it your all and present your offering.
Yeah,
So,
we want to see them. We want to see them.
You know,
And,
you can, if you're not on YouTube, you know, you can, like Luka said, Lucas's model car hobby headquarters, like, get on Facebook. There are many a group that you can join, like, show your progress, show your work, or, you know, just come through and, you know, cheer us on. Like, I'm looking forward to not only getting it done, but seeing your finished product, and then seeing, like, you know, how many other finished products come along as a result of the tomfoolery that you and I have, like, whipped up.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. And that, you know, just getting the opportunity to inspire people to do this. And I'm really thinking, you know, Ravel, I think you got to throw me a little cut here, man. I bet you I'm selling a lot of these Malibu kits for you. They still have it. Are they still? Is it still in production? Do you know?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, the last time I went and looked, I was at a Hobby Lobby and I saw they had a bunch, but
if they have them, they're still cranking them.
So yeah,
it's a popular kit. It always has been.
Yeah. I remember the first NNL West that I attended. Ravel had a booth out there, and they were showing a couple of reissues, and they had a questionnaire on the table asking, what kits from our history would you like to see us bring back? And I immediately wrote the, you know, 66 Malibu Flip Nose. You know, that was the one. That was the one.
Flip Nose.
Flip Nose.
Thank you.
So there it is.
All right. Well, Ted, thank you so much for coming on, taking time out of a family day to have a chat with me on this, and us talk to our viewers out there and everybody who's really getting invested into this. It's pretty cool. And everybody, go over to Rattle Shenanigans. Ted, aka Ajax, who I have this Fargin War with. But with a lot of friendship and a lot of fun. It's a blast. And thanks again. Go check his channel out. Links at the end of this that'll pop up. And well, you know, why don't you send us out of here, bud?
All right. Well, guys, like we said, this is the year of the Malibu. Flip Nose in full effect. Like, get in, follow along, watch us do our thing. We'll see you, like, with the occasional update, and at the end of the year with the big reveal.
Yes. Excellent. All right. So here's the producer.
Hello, Phoenix.